Hello. Dear Excellencies, TechIsland board members, dear friends, good morning. And what an exciting morning it is already with everything that's happened already here at Reflect, and of course the much-awaited TechIsland Summit 2025, which is TechIsland's annual gathering, bringing all stakeholders together to align on the progress of the tech sector and to discuss the way forward. The TechIsland Summit is now being held for the 5th consecutive year, a summit that is growing in importance much in the same way as the work of TechIsland, of course, both from an economic and a social perspective. Many thanks are due to Reflect Festival for offering a stage to TechIsland for the 5th year in a row. And let me start by saying how I got to know TechIsland. Many years ago, 5 years ago, a friend of mine, Angelos, called me and he said, I want to introduce you to something big, and I want 5 minutes of your time in your office. And I thought, wow, what can this be? Angelos is usually quite a visionary. So Peter, along with a group of youngsters at the time, came to my office and they started talking about what they wanted to do. And it was so ambitious and so great that, one wondered at the time, wow, how are they going to do all this stuff? And now, 5 years later, I think that even they couldn't have imagined the level that they would have got to, not just for TechIsland, but for Cyprus, for the companies that they represent. So congratulations, and we're all so excited to be here. But what is TechIsland that we've come to know so well as an idea, as an association? What is it about? Well, TechIsland is now the largest tech association in Cyprus. It has more than 350 members. And it's, of course, a non-profit organization which aims to accelerate the growth of the tech sector and to do what its name suggests, to turn Cyprus into a true and veritable tech island. Today, the association has more than 350 members, as I mentioned, which are both local companies and multinational FDI companies, all with a tangible presence in Cyprus, and all of them with at least 5 employees based here in Cyprus. According to the recent survey conducted by IMR University of Nicosia, the majority of these companies, 74% of the members of TechIsland, have a revenue center in Cyprus, which is really important, a revenue center. So TechIsland members operate across multiple sectors, software development, for example, AI, fintech, of course, cybersecurity, and many more. 60% of TechIsland members invest in social activities and social impact initiatives, focused especially in the community development and environmental sustainability, and I'm sure we'll hear more about it in the sessions to come. In a nutshell, TechIsland is a tech advocate, it's a community enabler, and it's an impact driver. And of course, all of this couldn't happen without the donor members of TechIsland, XNES, Payable, BrainRocket, and the corporate donors, PwC Cyprus and Bank of Cyprus. Driving positive change, both economic and social. How do they do this? By advocating for and actually fighting for reforms that benefit our country's economy and its tech ecosystem, many of which I've had the honor of witnessing, from the migration policies introduced back in the day that enabled thousands of talented people and their families to make Cyprus their workplace and their home, to crucial tax incentives to attract and retain talent, to fast-track programs that were introduced for value-added businesses. So many positive changes have been either suggested or really advocated and supported by TechIsland. Most recently, TechIsland actively participated in the process of the tax reform by sharing its positions and suggestions to the government and to the tax reform committee as a tech sector representative. Beyond simply advocating reform, TechIsland is also a pivotal platform for the crucial public-private dialogue, which we're sure will continue today, and which has shown and proven itself to be so successful for the future of Cyprus. The result? What was once a very small sector for the Cypriot economy, and I remember discussions where we were lagging behind our European counterparts in terms of the various indicators. Now, this sector represents 16% of our country's gross value added, according to KPMG's estimations, and we will have an opportunity to hear some very interesting figures from KPMG later in the presentation. But beyond all the numbers and the statistics, what I want to stress is that 16 or 17 or 18% could never capture the intellectual and social wealth of hosting these tech companies and these talented people in Cyprus. The fact that our economy is evolving from a service-based economy to a knowledge-based one, and the fact that our children and young adults can have the opportunities that they have and be inspired to pursue careers in a wide range of innovative sectors and subsectors is really transformative for Cyprus. For a long while now, there has been talk of Cyprus's economic model, where is it going, where is it heading, what we should invest in. Well, if the last 5 years have really proven something, it is that we should be investing in this sector. Apologies, I've just lost my speech. It's not over yet because we have to thank our sponsors. But before that, I'll mention a couple of programs that the TechIsland is actually advocating. TechIsland GenTech program, a dedicated initiative which is done in collaboration with universities, where tech professionals and experts go and talk to our students, and they not only inspire them, but they also give them the tools to bridge the gap between academia and the real world and all the challenges of the real world. Another great initiative is Mentors Hub, which focuses on supporting startups and is organized by TechIsland in collaboration with Capacitor partners. And actually, any founders here, any startups here that wish to enroll should visit the Expo Zone, where the Mentors Hub booth is located, and they can apply for a curated mentorship program. So, wow, that's an amazing opportunity. So, today, ladies and gentlemen, we have an agenda that's all about positive change, very much in line with TechIsland's core mission. Positive change through unlocking opportunity, attracting, repatriating talent to our country, introducing measures and initiatives to strengthen the startup ecosystem, expanding the education sector as well, leveraging new regulations and AI technologies. We would like to sincerely thank the esteemed ministers, Mrs. Biggie, who is here right now, and all the rest of the ministers who will join us later on in the day, and other representatives of the state who will enable this conversation, this dialogue between the public and private sector to continue. And also, before we begin, let's take a moment to thank this year's sponsors, who helped make TechIsland Summit 2025 a reality. So, before the video starts, I'll mention a couple of housekeeping rules. So we will be using a platform called Slido for the questions. Make sure that you pop your questions on there. And also, please, if you could keep the volume low, as you have done very, very kindly now, as the sign of respect to our speakers. So, our partners are Lanidis Group, Capacitor partners, Swag 42, Gian Soft Drinks, and the media partners in business news, CBN, Cyprus Mail, Digital Tree, and Fast Forward. Also, special thanks to our AI photo platform sponsor, Memento. And now, without further ado, please allow me to introduce today's first speaker. To welcome you on behalf of the Board of Directors of TechIsland, the CEO of the University of Nicosia, and TechIsland board member, Mr. Andonis Polemidis. Andonis, the floor is yours.